Hi, friends. Today we're going to read another beautiful book by Christian Robinson and Matt de la Peña. The book is called Carmela, Full of Wishes. So while we're reading, I want you to think about the words which Matt de la Peña wrote and the pictures that Christian Robinson made. And think about if you can make a connection to the words or the pictures, if the same thing ever happened to you or if you ever felt that way. Carmela, Full of Wishes. On the first page, I noticed people working on a farm. These are farm workers. They're harvesting fruits or vegetables so that we can buy them in the store and eat them. Carmela, Full of Wishes. Carmela scootered along the uneven dirt path, watching men stoop to work with their hands, her birthday bracelets jingling and jangling. The thick greenhouse air smelled of marigolds and overturned earth and fresh manure. Now, we don't live somewhere close to farms, right? We live in the city. But I bet you've had an experience like this of riding your scooter and watching people work. Carmela didn't know, nope, sorry, let me read that again. Carmela knew exactly what manure was, but she didn't want to think about that. Not today. Manure is something that farmers use to put in the ground when they're growing plants, and it's made out of animal poop. So it doesn't smell very good, but it's very good for the dirt and it makes the plants grow. Today, she awoke to candles in her pancakes, and her mom sang "Happy Birthday to you" and told her, "Go on, mija, make a wish." But Carmela's wish had already come true. She was finally old enough to go with her big brother. Show me if you ever had happy birthday candles for breakfast when it was your birthday. And all Carmela wants is to spend the day with her big brother. Let's see how that goes. Carmela followed as he cut back onto the street at Freedom Boulevard, past the crowded bus stop and fenced-off repair shop, past the old folks' home where two hunched old women waved smiles, past the huge home improvement store where her dad used to stand around weekend mornings waiting for work. So when her dad used to live with them, he would wait here to see if somebody wanted to pick him up to help them with a job to work that day. You might have seen people doing that before, or maybe you know someone from your family who does that. Carmela tried to make small talk with her brother as their metal cart rattled, but her brother didn't make small talk back. He didn't want her tagging along. Too bad, she told him with her glare. Think about if this ever happened to you, that you just wanted to hang out with your big brother or sister or your cousin, and they wanted you to leave them alone. Just outside the laundromat, she picked a lone dandelion growing among the concrete weeds. She pulled a breath and leaned toward the fuzzy white bulb. But just before she could blow, her brother butted in. "Did you even make a wish? You're supposed to make a wish. Everyone knows that." "Of course I made a wish," she told him, but it was a lie. Carmela didn't know. Carmela helped her brother sort colors one-handed, helped him load the washers one item at a time. While their clothes spun, her imagination turned, each new thought ushered by a jingle of bracelets. Did you ever help someone in your family do the laundry? She's wearing her new bracelets that she got for her birthday, and she keeps jangling them to hear what noise they make. Her brother found the sound annoying and shot her a dirty look. "Too bad," she told him with her glare. She jingled her bracelets as she rode up to Miss Maria's vegetable stand, imagining a machine built into her bedroom wall, one that would spit out anything she could think of, but mostly candies. She jingled her bracelets in line at the locksmith shop, imagining her mom sleeping in one of those fancy hotel beds she spent all day making for fancy guests. She jingled her bracelets at the bodega down the block from their old apartment building, imagining her dad getting his papers fixed so he could finally be home. It seems like all the things she's imagining are her wishes, right? She wishes for a candy shop in her own house, in her room. She wishes her mom could have a big, comfortable bed to sleep in. And she wishes that her dad could come home. She jingled her bracelets outside the pharmacy, eyeing the shiny new bikes in the window. Her brother stopped in his tracks. "Why do you have to be so annoying?" She thrummed her bracelets at him and said, "It's a free country." The only time she didn't reach for her bracelets was when her brother ducked into his friend's house. Carmela slumped down on the curb, silently imagining all the things she could turn him into. I think she's feeling mad at her brother. The slimy pink tail of a rat, a cockroach scurrying away from the light, a wheelbarrow full of manure left in the sun. She stared down at the dandelion in her hand. It seemed so much more important now that she knew it was a place to put her wishes. What if she made the wrong choice? What do you think she should wish? What would you wish if you had a dandelion and you could blow it and make a wish? Hey, Luca, you want to say hi to the kids? Come say hi. Here's Luca saying hi. Carmela tried to hop a curb on the long trip home, but her tire caught and her handlebars twisted and she went crashing to the concrete. Did you ever fall off your scooter or your bicycle? Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But then she saw her dandelion crushed beside the drain. She looked up at her big brother, warm tears rolling down her cheeks. He lifted up her scooter. "You okay?" She shook her head and pointed. "My wish." He took her by the arm and led her back up the block, past the laundromat and the flea market, past the greenhouses and the smell of manure, past the overgrown park and across the train tracks. Do you think he's still annoyed at her? He didn't stop until they made it to an abandoned farmhouse near a cliff overlooking the sea. "Close your eyes," he said. Look at this beautiful picture that Christian Robinson made. It looks like he cut it out of paper, right? And then pasted it here. Carmela closed them. "Now, make your wish," he said. Carmela listened to the ocean's hum in the distance. She listened to the squawking birds. She listened to the wind whistling past her ears. Then she opened her eyes. She saw hundreds of tiny white spores. Those came off of her dandelion. Lifting into the air, floating out toward the far off surf. The sky was full of wishes. "Let's go," her brother said. "Don't you want to know my wish?" she asked. He shook his head. "If you tell me, it won't come true." She looked back one last time, then took off her bracelets and followed her brother home. What do you think Carmela wished? What would you wish if you had a dandelion that you could blow? Don't tell me, because then your wish might not come true. So on Seesaw today, friends, I want you to think about the story of Carmela full of wishes and make a video and tell me, what do you think Carmela wished? See you soon.